Hi, everyone. I'm sorry that I wasn't on earlier. I tried, but it just didn't. My life doesn't always work out like that. Uh, anyway, I hope you guys are doing good. Hope somebody can craft some chats with me. I'm just gonna craft. It's just crafting. But I hope you guys are all doing good. And I am getting some stuff together. I think I'm gonna work on my collage book. I'm gonna continue making those embellishments that I was making. So hang on one second. I am going to share this in our crafting group, in my Crafting Mamas group. But you guys are gonna laugh. So the door to my craft room. The door to my craft room is the doorknob fell off. It's like, welcome to my life. The door to my craft room fell off. I think I'm just going to share this in my Facebook group and with a couple of my friends, and then I'll be back to chat. So you guys have to tell me what's up with you guys. I was going to try to get on at 9 tonight, but that just did not work. I think the daylight saving time kind of like messed with me. I don't know about you guys, but it's weird. Daylight saving time, you wouldn't think that it would bother you, but it does. Hey, Renee, are you a night owl like me, girl? I'm just going to glue and craft along. How are you? And how's Oliver? And how's Steve? How's your babies? You know what, you guys? Facebook won't even let me log in. I hate this. Because I don't even remember what my face. Are you like a good Facebook logger in? I'm not. I am not. It's so crazy. My hottie's turning on the heat for me. You guys, I cannot. I don't know why I am not, but yeah. I'm not. I'm always cold. I don't know why. It's like I'm always cold. Guys, it's so stupid. I don't even know what my Facebook password is. Guys, how dumb is that? Hey, Blake. Sometimes he writes them down for me. Is that terrible? Well, I can't even share it in our group because I can't log into Facebook. That's so dumb because I was on Facebook earlier because we're selling some bookcases and some stuff that doesn't fit in our house. And I don't know why. You're snuggled in your bed. Oh, you're not feeling great. Oh, girl, I'm so sorry. What's going on with you? I'm sorry you're not feeling good. That is not good. I can't even share this. This is so dumb. You guys, this is the dumbest thing on the planet. I don't know. So what did I do today? You guys, all my days kind of like lately have just feel like they are just like a to-do list. How many of you guys have had that lately? It's just been ridiculous. Okay, let me see if this is it. Hopefully this is it. Yay! Okay, now I can put it in our crafting group. So let me see. What have I been doing? Okay, so we're trying to I'm trying to organize this house. And it's just not happening fast enough. How many of you guys ever have that? That was just like dumb. So I'm I found a few on Facebook Marketplace, which can I tell you guys, I'm not 1,000% sure that I like Marketplace, but I found some on Marketplace that because it's like if you've ever looked at it, if you've ever looked at Marketplace, like you'll find something you like. You'll be like, oh, I really like that. And you'll be like, oh, that'll be fun, or whatever it is, right? And then you'll be like, oh, you can't find it again unless you're just like, unless you're like you're has a fluke, or unless you write them an email or text them and say, I'm interested in your whatever it is. So for me, it's just been like, it's just been stupid. It's just been stupid. So I found like I found a cedar wardrobe that I like, not expensive. And the person messaged me right back and said, it's available. And then I said, when can we come and see it? Then dead air. Have not heard from them since. So I'm like, what? What is that? Do you know what I mean? Like, where is that? Like, what is going on with, I don't know. So I'm like, it's like, it kind of reminds me of like, I mean, it's a little bit better than Craigslist, I guess, but I don't know how much, if that makes any sense. Okay, well, I put it in. Hey, hey, Joni. Hey, Riri. You don't do Facebook. Hi, Penny. Girls, yeah, Facebook and I are not totally friends. If I didn't have a group, hi, Tanya. If I didn't have a group on Facebook, I don't think I'd be on Facebook. Originally I joined Facebook to like kind of monitor my kids' stuff. I mean, I don't know if you guys do that, but my kids are all grown except for one, and she doesn't really do Facebook. So I brought my little collage book out. So I tried to find, today was like my try to find a couple of wardrobes to fit in some of the rooms in our house so that I can store stuff. That's my only complaint about this house is it doesn't have enough storage. So I found a couple of bookshelves that I thought would be really good for the garage. You guys, I joined, what's it called? It's, you guys, I don't know. What is it called? It's called, Recycle Bank. And I've only gotten this one as the first one that I've gotten to me here. You have food. Oh, Renee, you think you have food poisoning? Hey, Miss Joni, nothing. I'm just going to craft along because I'm going to try to start going back to doing my crafting on Tuesdays, Fridays, and I'm going to try to do Sundays, Tuesday, Fridays, and Sundays. So I tried today. Today was my try to find our shelving thing. And I said to Blake when he came home, because he was trying to put up all this stuff that we've accumulated, not really accumulated, it was given to us by his mom and dad. And we want to make the room, like, we want to be able to use it. And so we want to be able to use it. So he's been like, are you going to find some shelves or whatever? And I said, I've looked for some shelves. I just haven't found any. Well, today I found like a bunch of sets of them. And then, of course, generally I would message them on Facebook, but I didn't this time. I mean, I didn't. You guys, I really freaking hate this. I really freaking hate this. Oh my gosh, you guys, this is so dumb. Anyway. So by the time I went back and looked for them, they were, most of the time they're not gone. They are just, I don't know. Most of the time they're not gone. They just have like, I don't know how it works in their search engines. Hey, Miss Penny, how are you? So let's see. What else have I done? So today, when he got home, I was like, because you guys, he goes and picks up our daughter. She goes to school. She loves her new school, but you guys, it is not close by, and the traffic is. I told you guys, me doing big rig trafficking is not working. You know, riding with a big rig, riding with the big rigs. I'm just like, oh no, I've lived in the tropics too long for that. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes. So he picked her up, and by the time he got back, and he was asking me, he was so frustrated because we have all these boxes of stuff in the garage, and he just wants to get them up off the ground, and so he can really use a garage. And I said, oh, I saw some great bookshelves on Marketplace. And then I couldn't find them again. Doesn't mean they've sold. It just means that it's what it is. So if you guys have ever tried Marketplace, maybe you have a better solution for me, because I don't. No, it's not like one of those things where you can just like save it or save the link or whatever. You have to actually message them to save the link or to find them again. At least that's what I found. So what do I know? What do I know? So tell me what's going on in your world, you guys. Thanks for the thumbs up, peeps. I appreciate it. I've decided that this spare room that our house guest was in, I think I'm going to take it over as part 2 of my craft room. Like, I just need to get some shelving and stuff. And we were talking about it. I said, well, we can put a pull-out sofa in here. So if we ever have guests, they can sleep on the pull-out sofa. And so that's kind of what my thought is, because I've been streaming. I've been streaming in here to do my little sales. And it's just because it's bigger. My other little space is only like 50 square feet. It's ridiculous. So it's a great little space, though, because it's off my bedroom. So, you know, I can go and craft whenever I feel like it. I can craft whenever I feel like it, period. But you know what I'm saying. It's like, I won't disturb anybody. So let me see. What else do we do today? Besides me trying to find us some sort of shelving things, because he wanted some for the garage, so we can get all the extraneous stuff on the ground up or unpacked, or, you know, like we were having this conversation. I don't know if, please, anybody pipe in and give me your advice. So like I said to him, it's really difficult to unpack boxes you don't have room for, or you don't have a place to unpack it to. And he was like, yeah. So I have lots of mystery boxes, which is exciting and also ridiculously daunting to go through. Okay, I like that. And I normally would just cut her hand off, but it's like it's kind of sticking out in the middle. Hey, Miss Cassandra, how are you, girl? What's going on in your neck of the woods? What is going on in your world? Guys, this is a glue book for no reason, so it doesn't have to make sense. It doesn't have to make any sense, just to me. Might find something to go behind this, though, if I looked. If I looked, I might find the background. So let's see if I can find one. On Marketplace, when you find something, just put it in your cart. It's like saving it. Oh, duh. Really? I mean, you can't. Cassandra, I used to drive in New York City. I had no problem driving in New York City. It is the freaking big rigs, okay? The big rigs, and right now they're doing like major highway. They're doing major highway whatever, fixing it or whatever. And so they have those Jersey walls, you know, I'm talking about those walls that are, You know what I mean? The cement things. Ugh, girl. Ugh. In New York City, I can drive. I have no problem driving in New York City. It's the big rigs. I've lived in Hawaii. Live in Hawaii a dozen years, and then move back, and then you're like, what in the hell? Why would I ever want to be against somebody that's like trying to run my butt off the road? You know, trying to run my ass off the road. For me, they are right here. Hey, Linda, how are you? Linda, your felted. Did you guys all go over to the Facebook group? First of all, and see Jamie's dog that she taught how to use a flashlight. Guys, it's so adorable. That dog is so sweet. You know, Jamie rescued that dog. It was a special needs dog, and I think she spent a ton of money getting the dog had like a cleft palate, and I don't know what all. It had some things. So she posted a picture up there of the dog, you know, walking herself. Like she takes herself out with her own flashlight. She's so cute. And I like these flowers. And I like the girl with the mask. Don't you think Gucci does good ads? Well, at least they're good collageable ads. Hi, Riri. You're thrilled for me. Oh, thanks, Riri. I have a home. I know. You guys, I didn't even share with you guys how weird it got for me before we left Hawaii. It was so weird. I mean, our landlord got crazy. Like we didn't owe a thing. We paid our rent on time every month. And once he found out we were like looking to move, he got weird, like super weird. Like I told you guys, he raised our rent. He raised our rent more than 50%. Like I was just like, wow, who can afford that? You know? Yeah, no, it's nice to have this house. We love this house, you guys. Both of us were sitting down there having some dinner. Well, all three of us were sitting down there having dinner, but he and I were talking about how grateful we are for this house. We love it. But doesn't it disappoint you, like when you've like given 100% to something or more than 100%, and then somebody finds out you're changing, and then they get weird on you? It was just weird. Right? Her things was adorable, right? So the other thing is go look at Miss Linda McCullum's felting. She felted these little mice. They are so freaking cute. I've never made felted animals, but I've felted handbags, and I felted a jacket once. I made myself a felted jacket. Like we're talking like 15 years ago. Like a little waistcoat. It was cute. No, our landlord got so weird, and it made it more stressful. And, you know, it was just a lot. But I mean, we're glad. We're both relieved and glad. It's going to take me a while, though, to get this house together. It's like, I don't know. We've decided we're having a big old yard sale and letting go of, thank goodness his parents never watch anything I do. We're getting rid of a bunch of stuff they gave us. It's nice stuff and everything, but it's just too much. And I mean, we have Sage for the next 3 or 4 until she'll be out of high school. She's a freshman in high school. She has 3 years, and then she'll be off to college. Not that she won't come back, but I said to him, we need to like do what works for us. You know, we've kind of always in the past done stuff like we're like, oh, well, we have this many kids, or you know what I mean? Like set up our house for our kids, even if they didn't come home, you know, because we wanted them to always feel like they had a place. Well, they do, but they always do here. But we were talking about it. He's like, why do you care if you make a guest room out of that room? I said, he said, it's big. It's like a big room. He said, get your crafting stuff set up, and then we have a blow up mattress. And he said, we'll get a couch. We put a pull out couch in there. So that's a good idea. The mice were needle felted. Yeah, I love needle felting. Karma will visit. Oh, Sandra, he got really weird. So you guys want to hear the best of it? This is how bizarre and crazy he was. Okay, so he knew we were moving out. So I was giving away a lot of stuff. Because you guys, there's a lot of people in Hawaii that don't have anything, you know? So I was giving away, like, we had just bought new beds maybe 6 months earlier or maybe 8 months earlier, whenever we moved into that house. We had bought new beds and I was giving away stuff. And I had, we were renting the whole house. I mean, he lived in a back house, but we were renting the whole house and the garage was part of it. Cause like you had to, that's how you entered into the carport. That's how you entered into the house. So I had all these tubs outside, like tubs of stuff I was giving away. And I was just taking stuff out of the house to clear it out too. You guys, he called the police. Ready for this? He called the police. I'm sitting, I hear the police out there and I'm thinking, because I think he had a drinking problem. In fact, I know he had a drinking problem, but I'm thinking like, oh no, because sometimes he would drink and drive and yeah, we don't even want to get a start about that. So I had seen him drive in earlier and he was kind of like weaving all over because our garage was right next to where our entrance was right next to his, but his was on the other side. And I saw him drive down the driveway on the other side and he was weaving. So I was like, I didn't know what was going on with him. So I said, to Blake, I said, I think he's drunk. I said, you better go move your truck. Because Blake had his truck kind of parked out on the street. And I said, he may just wreck into you. And he's like, no, he's fine. Well, the next thing you know, I see the police out there. And I'm like, oh no, Blake. I said, what? I said, he must have gotten caught drunk driving because he was weaving down the little side driveway on his side of the house, on the opposite side of our garage. You guys, he had called the police because he wanted them to fine us for having stuff in the garage. That's how nuts he was. We had a huge garage, like a huge, it was a carport. I mean, we could have fit 2 cars in our carport. No, you could have probably fit 4 cars in our carport. Okay. And we had tubs out there. We had like those big Rubbermaid tubs because that's what I stored a lot of my stuff in there. I wish she didn't have her mouth open, but oh well, she'll be fine in a glue book. So he called the police on us because and the police were like, do they rent this house? And he's like, yes. And he's like, well, they can have stuff in their garage. It was like so stupid. I said to Blake, I said, we are getting out at the right time. You're getting out at the right time. We are totally getting out at the right time. I want to put something behind her, but I don't know what. It was so ridiculous. He was so, you guys, I'm so glad. And that was one of the reasons why when Blake was with his dad, I was like, you need to come back. Because Blake was gone for a little while and our daughter was visiting family on the mainland. And I was there by myself working, mind you. But he would I would barely get home from work. You guys, I used to have to leave my house at at 6:45 in order to get to work by 8, even though it wasn't that far because you can only drive like 35 miles an hour. And it was about, I don't know, it would take me about an hour to get to work depending upon traffic. It's about 20 miles away from my house. And I would get home at I would leave work sometimes at 6. So it means I wouldn't get home till 7. You guys, I would barely get home, get my shoes off or whatever, get my work clothes off. And I was going to take a shower or veg and he'd be banging on my door to bring me food. And he was an older man and I was always very kind, but you guys, he was a horrible cook. And I never really ate the food because, you guys know me, I've been on keto and try to explain that to somebody that doesn't understand, it just is insulting. And anyway, he's also Japanese. So I didn't want to insult him. Not that there's anything wrong with being Japanese, but it's like, you just have to be super respectful. They have very rigid ideas, sometimes older. And he was probably in his mid-70s, maybe even older than that. He had rigid ideas about etiquette, and I lived in Japan, so I knew how all that worked. But so I would say thank you, but I didn't eat the food because I was on keto, guys. I was on keto and I was like, I don't need to eat this food. I don't need to be sick. So he'd be banging on my door And I would be like, and then he would get mad at me. Then he got really mad at me one day and he said, I spend thousands of dollars feeding you. And I was like, let's back up for a second. I said, I appreciate the food. I said, I don't ask you for it. And please do not spend any money feeding me. I said, I'm on a rigid diet. And you guys, I had told him that numerous times. He did not spend thousands of dollars feeding me. He was just like a little off. And I don't know. I hope he's okay. He got really mad at Blake because he wanted Blake to pick a fight with our neighbors next door. This is how stupid it was, you guys. He wanted Blake to pick a fight with the neighbors because they parked on the street and he didn't want them to park on the street. He thought that the parking places that they were parking at, which happened to be in front of our house, but street parking is for everyone. He happened to want Blake to beat them up. Blake was like, you guys know him. He's like, no. He's like, no, I'm not going to beat up anybody. He wanted Blake to go pick a fight with the neighbors so they wouldn't park on the street. And Blake was like, street parking is for everyone. Anybody can park on the street. And that made him really mad. It was a weird situation. It was so weird. And our neighbors were like, when we moved, our neighbors were so sad. They came over. They were like, you're like the best neighbors we've had living here. Please don't leave. And Blake was like, well, we're moving back. He goes, we're moving to the mainland. He said, so we might have tried to stay for the rest of the year so our daughter could have finished her school year. But he said, the landlord got really weird. And then our neighbor told us, he goes, do you know what? You guys have lasted the longest. Because we were there not even a whole year. Like we moved there in March and we left in January. So how long was that? March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, January. I guess we were there 11 months. Or 10 and a half months. And I was like, oh my God. I said, if he did to the other people what he was doing to us, I said, oh my gosh. Because you guys, we were paying a ton of rent. I mean, a lot of money. Like double. Our rent in Hawaii was double what more than double what our house payment is here. Is that ridiculous? He was like a nut job. I know, right? Ridiculous. Hey, Bo, how are you? Your garden looks good. It looks really good. That's my daughter, you guys. That's my daughter that moved to Fort Smith, Arkansas. She is an avid gardener, and she sent me some pictures of her garden, and it looks amazing. She's getting ready to plant her garden. She's giving me gardening tips, you guys. She was giving me gardening tips. Okay, I'm liking that page. Go Gucci. I don't know. This one was this one a Gucci? No, that one was. What was this ad? Guys, I'm the worst. I do not know. I don't know designers. You sold the truck? Oh, good for you, girl. Congratulations. Her poor husband's truck died. And then she was like, we just put new tires on it and did this and that and the other. And then she was like, I'm going to just sell it. So she sold it, even though it needs a new engine or something, right? You said? Good for you, girl. That was awesome. For those of you who haven't made one of these like glue books for no reason, I'm telling you, do it. It is a great way to just get out some creative energy, and you don't have to be married to it. It's not like something you can hem and haw over thinking you're going to get it wrong or do it bad, because you can't, because it's yours. And I happen to like one of these like Harbrace college handbooks to do it in, but you can do it in anything. I also have some magazine journals where I did. I don't know where I put them. Maybe they're in my other room. So you're digging in the dirt all day, honey. I'm so happy that makes you happy. It's not warm enough here for me to dig in the dirt, but It will be soon. Okay, I feel like I want to put something over her having her mouth. I like Miley Cyrus, but why does she always have her mouth open? Can somebody just give me, Miley, if you ever watch this, close your mouth a few times. You're a beautiful girl. You don't need to stick your tongue out. Okay, what is up with, okay, let's just talk about selfies. I think he is, Marie. I think he's right. You're hoping to have a garden and you need to start your seedlings here and here. Yeah, I'm going to start my seedlings. I got some grow lights. I got my friend Diana sent me some seeds, you guys, some heirloom seeds, and I'm super excited. I just got to get she sent me also a video on how to make them in coffee filters. And I have coffee filters so that you can just plant them right in the ground. But I got to get some dirt. It's never too late to start seeds. I know. So I just want to talk about selfies. Okay. I'm not a selfie taker. I don't like selfies. I think it's just not for me. Okay. That's just me. But what is it with people who take selfies of themselves puckered up to kiss? No one ever looks good like that. I have yet to see anyone who has a puckering face to kiss in a selfie. That looks good. I'm just like, what is up with that? Okay. See what I think about you guys? like, what's up with that selfie? That you look ridiculous. I don't know. That's just me. I'm like, I don't think so. Okay, I'm gonna cut up some stuff. Guys, I'm super excited. So, do you guys watch Rebecca Dances with Pit Bulls? She's like the person that started the 100 Things Challenge, like encouraging you not to buy anything until you make 100 things. Younglings call it a duck face. Okay, nobody looks good with a duck face, okay? They're trying to be sexy. Oh, Cassandra. Yes. So anyway, Rebecca Dances with Pit Bulls. I love her. Let me see if I can find her channel, and I'll put it in here. She has a series on crazy quilts. I have not made a crazy quilt in years, but I am going to follow her tutorial and make one. Let me see if I can find it. Dances. Let's see. Dances. She is fantastically fabulous. Okay. I really love her channel and I love her. I've been subscribed to her for a long time. And I think she's just fantastic. So she is doing she makes crazy quilts. So I'm going to follow along with some of her tutorials to make a crazy quilt, and I'll do it with you guys. I'll come and sew. I'm going to do that. I have like my list of on my crafty wish list of things that I want to do this year. May not get any of them done, but I want to. I want to make that jean quilt that I've cut up all those jeans for and saved and dragged from Hawaii to here with, which don't even get me started. That was ridiculous, but I did it because I'd saved them for so long. I want to do the crazy quilt. And I'm going to make some, for a while I was making some quilt square journals, and I want to go back to making a few of those. She's awesome in person. Oh, Renee, I just love her. I don't know her at all. I mean, I know her from her videos. I don't know her personally, but she's just so awesome. She is just super awesome. I love this background thing here. I'm going to cut that out. So that's her channel. Go join her channel. I mean, if you feel guided to. She's got some great videos. But and she does that 100 Things Challenge where she challenges herself to make 100 projects before she buys any new supplies. So You have to post yourself. Post it, girl. I want to see what you're doing, Cassandra. I want to see. Yes, you have your I want to see your. Didn't you go to a clay convention? Well, so I'm gonna follow Rebecca. I'm not following Rebecca's 100 challenge. I mean, I could make 100 things, but I'm not following her. I'm not buying anything. Although I haven't bought any craft supplies. I guess if you consider magazines craft supplies, I bought a few of those. But I'm definitely gonna follow her quilting. It was virtual. Well, how was it? Was it good? Okay, let me see. Renee says she lives a few hours from me, and you went up to Met her when we once. Oh, how awesome! Aw, and you need to take her up on her visit and go on her invite to go stay with her. Yes, girl. And then you guys craft along and let us know when you're crafting, and we'll just join in. I like this too. I like the blue water on that side. It was great. Oh, you have to post what you made. I'm so excited for you. I get inspired when I see other people do their thing, you know? I get super inspired by that. How many of you guys joined the or went and watched the, oh my gosh, what was her name? The collage person I put in last time. Because I can't remember her name right now. I hate that. I don't think she has it. I don't think I know her name. I think it's just like collage something. I'll have to look it up and tell you guys again. She's so talented. Oh my gosh. That was like a few videos ago. I put her in the chat. I'm so glad you had a good time, Cassandra. That's so awesome. Let me see, what else can I tell you? Besides the hunt for bookshelves, and you guys, we could buy bookshelves anywhere, but I'm just like trying to buy them on reasonably priced bookshelves online instead of crazy expensive ones. So that, let me see. Besides trying to like outfit my house, I had 2 days of really great sales. Thank you all for all of you that supported me. And if you guys check out my Etsy shop in the next few days, I'm going to have a bunch of fabric packs in there. You guys, you know what these would be great as? Remember when I used to do my crazy leg paper clips? I need to do those again. There were 200 women from Russia in your clay workshop with a war going on? Oh my gosh. Guys, my prayers every single day have been right for all of that. It has been, we don't even want to get me started on how I feel and how my stomach hurts over it. You're going to make a DIY dreamboat with bookcase? Okay. Oh my gosh. I'm telling you, the bookcase thing has been, it's been sort of ridiculous. But when you guys finally see all the books he has, okay, I told you guys we did not bring anything from Hawaii with us. Blake sent himself 60 plus boxes of books. Okay? Because he is a book collector. It was just before the war started. Oh, well, then that's good. Did you see all the people from Russia leaving Russia? They're like, we don't agree with this. We're out of here. I don't know, you guys. We got to stop. Humanity's at stake. She's got some beautiful eyes. I just do my process every day. Pray for myself, pray for all of you, pray for the world. You know, Venus and Serena are just rocking it. Both gorgeous. Look at them. Blake actually read this article. Said it was good. I have not seen the movie about them yet. Have you seen it with Will Smith? I want to see it, but I don't want to go to the movies. Hi, Miss Carrie. How are you, Miss Little C? Little C in the house. I haven't gone to the movies, you guys. I'm just like, I'm kind of like just staying home, watching Netflix or Prime. I have it on. I have, I'm watching right now an Icelandic detective series. No, I love you, D. Girl, I know. Okay, so today, have you guys ever laid under a weighted blanket? I am. So Blake got a weighted blanket. It probably came from one of his mother or his father or whatever. And I was cold today. I have watched Criminal Minds. It's a good show. I have watched Criminal Minds. My favorite used to be NCIS, but I think I've seen them all. And then this year they brought Gary Oldman is an okay. I mean, he's fine, but it's like he's not Gibbs. And I'm just like, seriously? You streamed the movie and it was good? I guess we could stream it. I just haven't. I wanted to. Anyway, I'm not going to the movies. So, out to the movies. So, Blake got this weighted blanket, or put it this way, we're unpacking many boxes. Hey, Dana. You got one in that's 12 pounds, but it's too hot? Well, so he has had it. I have been cold lately. I've been freezing. Oh, I like this picture. I like this one where the roses are on her face, but I like this one better with the crown on her head. The crown of roses on her head. So anyway, I was freezing today, and it was not that cold out, but it was cold. For whatever reason, I was cold. And that would happen to be the blanket, because he'd been unpacking the boxes. That happened to be the blanket that was on the back of the couch. You guys, I put that blanket on myself. I'm sitting there. The next thing you know, I am out like a light. I'm out. I'm just like, I was like, oh my gosh. And I was waiting on him to call me because he was picking up something from the store. And he goes, I'll call you and tell you. And he was picking up our daughter from school and running some errands and everything. So I think I didn't even hear my phone ring. He called me, and I wasn't asleep for that long, maybe 30 minutes. But I'm telling you, it knocked me out. I was like, oh my gosh, I don't sleep easy, guys. So that was like, it was so weird. He was laughing. You watched it as a family? Oh, that's awesome. Oliver's taken over your hub's 15-pound weighted blanket. It was my first experience with one, but now that I've had it, I was like, whoa. Now I really see why people like, whoa. I've had friends that have them and say, oh, this is like so great. And I'm like thinking, yeah. Well, it knocked me out. I'm telling you. And the dog was laying on my lap, knocked her out. She was under the covers with me. We were both out. She was still out after I woke up. I probably wouldn't have woken up, except he called me so many times that it finally woke me up. Guys, I'm the world's lightest sleeper. So that was crazy. There's more stuff, good stuff in here, but I want to read that article on Basquiat before I cut out anymore. I like Basquiat. How many of you guys like Basquiat? So, yep, the whole thing, the whole weighted blanket, I was like, whoa, I have been missing out all this time. I can remember once like going to an acupuncturist or something, and then they put it on you after your treatment. I remember that, but guys, I don't remember it being like, whoa, knock you out. Knocked me out. It knocked me out. Okay. I am just gluing I'm going to glue some stuff down in my little glue book, Miss Carrie. I have not started. I did make some sort of thank you cards, or my rendition of thank you cards for all the people that have bought stuff for me. So I made those last time, and I'm just chatting and crafting, just gluing in my glue book. Do have some big plans. I just got to set my sewing machine up, and I can do it in this room. I couldn't do it in the 56 square foot one, but I can do it in this room. So maybe over the weekend, Blake will bring my sewing machine up, and I will set up a sewing station in here. I like the fact that she looks so tranquil in this picture. It's probably too big for my glue book, but you bought your blanket for your son for sensory problems, but he won't use it. Okay. Well, I had never experienced one, but I have now, so I can see what all the fuss is about. I can see it. I got some really cool kits from the last Disabled Artists Foundation auction, so I might work on some of those next week. And I had lots of stuff. You guys, I have too many. How many of you guys have way too many UFOs, unfinished objects? I have a ton. I have a ton of UFOs, and I need to get with it. I need to get doing them. But sometimes it's just like I got to be in the mood to do it, but I also need like the space to like sprawl it out. And now that I have the space to sprawl it out, there's no excuses. Yeah, Songbird, you're right. It is Songbird Collage Art is the channel. She's awesome. She is so talented, you guys. And I don't even think she has, how many subscribers does she have, Cassandra? Like 300 or something? Like something really little. And you're just like, what? And you guys, I don't even know how I found her. I think she must have been put in my recommendations or something. And I must have liked her thumbnail. You got another journal done? Good for you. Good for you. Oh, that's so awesome, Renee, that Oliver likes the blanket. I can see why, girls. I can see why. But I can also see, like, if it was summer, I wouldn't be able to do it. It would be way too hot. It would be way too hot. So next on my crafty list is my quilt, my scrappy quilt, my crazy quilt. Because I haven't made one in years. And yes, I fussy cut with big scissors. Don't even get me started. Because I don't even think I can use little scissors anymore. Because I think that I just fussy cut with big ones for so long. You have UFO City? Oh, girl. So I was asking Blake to help me look for something. And he goes, oh, is it in this box? You guys, he opened this box of jewelry projects. He said, I think it's in this box. It looks like the box that we put it in. It wasn't. But he opened, I had like, I can't even tell you how many jewelry projects jewelry pieces I'd started that I didn't finish. It's like, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, uh-huh. Uh-huh. So, yep. It's ridiculous. Your journals about your grandmother? Oh, you call it Mabel after her. Oh, you're giving it as a gift to your cousin? That's nice. Now she has 400. I know I subscribed to her too, and I commented on one of her videos. I've seen a couple of them. I've seen several actually. And I just commented on one, and then she was like, "Watch this one" or something like that. And because the one I commented on was older, and she was like, "Watch a real life. What did she tell me to watch? Watch one in real time or something." Because I guess the video I commented on was one of those that had that she, that she sped up. And I've been trying to watch Mr. Victor Crafter. And for those of you that don't know, Mr. Victor Crafter is a wonderful Ukrainian crafter. I think he was probably one of the first subscribers I had to my YouTube channel. And he makes junk journals. He's hilarious too. But he lives right in the middle of all that stuff going on. So I've been trying to keep up with him. Obviously sending him my prayers, but yeah. Oh, she only joined February 15th of this year. Well, that's good. Yeah, no, Cassandra, I don't even know how I found her. It's like one of those, like, I don't know. She had to have come as a recommended thing because I wouldn't have found her otherwise. And I don't often click on the things that YouTube tells me they recommend for me. So. I mean, do you guys click into things that they tell you? Now she has 400. What? Oh, you're so sweet, Carrie. She's actually really talented. If you watch her aesthetic is amazing. I mean, she is very talented. If you're still here, Miss Linda McCullum, you should go check her out because she would inspire you too. Linda is a fabulous artist, by the way, if you guys don't know. She's a fabulous collage artist. She's a fabulous mixed media artist. She is a fabulous seamstress. When we knew we were moving the first time when we moved from our house when they sold it, I sent Linda all my thread. You see 40, you see 406. Oh, that's awesome. How are you, Miss Val? You got a great haul. Did you guys see Val's haul? She posted it in our Crafting Mamas group. You got a good haul, girl. You got a good haul. A good haul. You used to watch Mr. Victor? I used to watch him all the time, and then I'm subscribed to him, and I have been for a very long time, for years, probably since 2015. But he doesn't always come up in even though I have notifications and everything posted, he doesn't come up in my notifications. So I make a point now because of the war to go over and just comment on his videos and send him encouragement and tell him I'm praying for him. And, that's really all I can do, right? There's nothing I don't know, Guys, we all need to buy electric cars. Once we buy electric cars, there won't be anything to have any war over. At least we won't be warring over fossil fuel. I think she's beautiful. All right, let me find a page for her. Maybe I'll put her behind this. I just want the water. I want the water and the rocks. I don't want her flying my hair in it. Okay. And I don't need the R in Prada. The only thing about this book is it's not big, and sometimes lately, at least the magazines I have right now, the images are kind of big, so I'm going to put her in the back where I've glued some pages together. I don't want to lose any of the flowers. I wish the blue was going bigger. Maybe if I do it this way. Yeah, Mr. Victor Crafter. He's so funny. Don't you guys love his accent, like what he says and what he does? He's like so funny. All right, maybe I'll find a different background. I need a bigger background. See, she's a really good image, but she's like, if I glue her down, she's going to take up 2 whole pages. I guess it doesn't really matter. Okay, so I have her. I like that water. I have that. I do like this weird staircase. I'll keep working. I'll keep cutting stuff out. And I like her eyes. What did you say? Your replacement batteries cost thousands and our realtor didn't have enough power to get home. But that's probably because they have an old electric car. Okay, because new electric cars are not like that. We have a Prius, so we have a hybrid, and it works great. I mean, and we don't have to fill it up very often. But maybe I want the lipstick too. So we don't fill it up all the time. But the new electric cars, they are much better than the older ones. The older ones, I think, only went like less than 100 miles on a charge. But I'm going to tell you guys a story. And I think I've already told you once. So when my oldest daughter was like 1, we had a friend who lived in Boston who was given the opportunity. He was an engineer, and he was asked to sign on to drive an electric car. Okay. And it was this whole testing, and I don't remember the brand of it. I can't even remember. You guys, I don't remember now because my daughter, she'll be 30 this year. And he drove it for, I want to say 4 years. He drove this car. And at the end of it, he wanted to buy it, and they wouldn't let him because it was a tester. You guys, it could go 1,000 miles on a charge. 1,000 miles on a charge. And he drove it everywhere. And we rode in it, and he was just like, he's like, this is the best thing. And then when he tried to buy it, they were like, oh no, like, I don't know why I guess they didn't let anybody in the test thing buy it. You guys, 1,000 miles on a single charge. That is just so stupid. So that was, my daughter's 30. She'll be 30 this year. So that was, 28 years ago. And he drove it for 5 years. It was part of the test study. And then they never put him on the market. I wish I could remember what the make was. I just don't remember because I'm not that into cars. So I think that we have the technology, just we aren't utilizing it. You saw a news report that said to still wait before buying electric cars. Yeah, wait for what? For gas prices to be like 5 times more. I'm telling you, we probably only fill our car up once every 2 weeks, and we drive a lot. Violet had a Prius. Violet, how often did you have to fill up your car? If you're still around here, I don't know if you're still on here with us. You're crafting with me? Ooh, good. Oh gosh, I can't wait to get my sewing machine up here, you guys, so I can like set it up and leave it set up, and I can have my crazy quilting over there. I can have my paper to sew. I can have, although sewing paper can be sometimes tricky To change an electric car, it takes electricity, which is made by oil. At least a lot is. Not all. Not all. I mean, we had our whole house. This is the thing. Our whole house in Hawaii was solar powered. Whole entire house, solar powered. In fact, they paid, well, not the last house we lived in, but the one before it, they used to get a check every month for the amount of overage, the power made. Well, we have a hybrid, but I would do electric. I would do electric if it could go far enough. And they have all these like battery start charging stations now, and they're all over. It wouldn't take that long. That's like Edison. Gas is $5 a gallon. I bet it is. Yeah. They didn't even want to release. Well, it looks like a lot of electric cars are coming out this year. And one of my friends recently got a hybrid. I have a RAV4 that is obviously not a hybrid, but they have a hybrid RAV4. They just made one and he has it and he says he freaking loves it. He says the amount of money it saves him on gas is like huge. We've had a Prius for a long time. And, primarily, you guys, because gas in Hawaii is always expensive. Always. If you're paying $5 here, it's probably like $8 or $9 there a gallon. So, I love these red balloons. I love the kitty. That's not going to fit in this journal, but I like it anyway. So I'm going to save it I have a really big journal. I just don't know where it is. It's not unpacked. It's in my stuff. Edison light bulb, yep. You're looking for a check on your solar panels? Yep. There's some places that it's not easy to have a solar panels, but a lot of places there it is. An electric Tundra. Oh, that'll be a great seller. Somebody was telling me about the electric Kia, and they were saying that Kia has come out with an electric car. I would never wear you guys. I can't wear high heel shoes anymore, but just can't. But these are beautiful. They're like see-through, chartreuse green. I don't know where I'd wear them, but I love them. I don't know where I'd wear these chartreuse green shoes, but I like them. You guys, I used to have a thing for shoes. I used to be like a shoe fiend. Then I moved to Hawaii. Nobody wears shoes in Hawaii, and now I hate wearing shoes. So, you guys, my version of my winter shoes is a pair of like clogs, kind of like flats. I couldn't even. My feet were like, no way. We are not wearing that. I mean, we're not happy with those shoes. My poor shoes were like, I don't think so. My poor feet. No, I don't think so. I like this image too. You don't have many charging stations that you have there. But you know what? They're inventing these things right now. And I can't remember where I read it. You guys, because who knows, probably on an airplane. And I like these girls. They invented something right now where the battery is self-charging, and also that the battery has an automatic, like in a Prius, it charges itself. I like that too. I gotta cut this up. So I imagine technology is going to catch up. It'll be necessity, girls. Then we can spend money on other things. Trust me, we'll have it. We'll maybe we won't be using gas anymore or the way we're using it now, but we'll be doing something else, right? Hi, Thread and Glue. You live in Arkansas and you've never seen a charging station. Yeah, I don't know about that. But you can also charge. You charge it in your own garage too, So you guys, I found these magazines. This one's from 1949. And I am in love with them. They're called Etude Magazines, and they're all about music and composers and all kinds of stuff. But they have music in them, like they have sheet music in them with no words, like accompaniment orchestra music. I don't know when it started, but I have them from like the 30s to like maybe the 50s. Night, Linda. We love you, girl. Your panels helped some, but your winter bill was higher. Think about how high it would have been if you didn't have them. It would have been crazy, right? You guys, I'm always loving it when I find like cool old vintage things like this, you know, because nobody's using them anymore, but it'll be great to put in your junk journal. And I love them. Something survived from 1949. Where our new house is in Coolidge, Tesla's building a factory to produce big electric big rigs. Wow. That's awesome. Hi, Anne. How are you, girl? Thanks for hanging out with us, Linda. We love you, girl. We hope that you're doing good, and I promise I'll call you soon. Guys, I've been like the worst. One of my friends like called me like 2 weeks ago, and then she messaged me today. Are you okay? It's not that. It's like the time difference sometimes, and then you're just like, I don't know. You guys get what I'm saying, right? I think I'm going to use this one. What are you making, Miss Ann? What are you working on? What is on your crafty table? Tell us what is on your crafty table. And I still think about that little Winnie the Pooh diorama you did. It was just brilliant. It was amazing. So I'm definitely going to do my crazy quilt. I'm going to get back to doing, I'm going to work on some quilting journals. You know, the covers are quilted. It's not about a quilt. But I have all these like really cool, really old quilts that are falling apart. So I'm going to use some of them. I'll cut it on this side. You just finished an Alice in Wonderland journal? Oh, girl, I can't wait to see it. Did you do a flip through on your channel already? Well, I can't wait to see it. All right, I'm going to put this down as a background, and then I'm going to find something to go on it. I'm excited to see your journal, Miss Ann. And it's all Ann's fault. We are addicted to Amazon Basics. Okay. Even though I do have other glue that I need to use up. But I have this in large and in small sticks, and I like it. I think it's just as good as Elmer's Extreme, which used to be my favorite glue. And I know everybody loves Uhu, and it's not that I don't like Uhu. Just in Hawaii, it was kind of hard to get, and it's kind of expensive. I don't know if it is here, but it was there. It took forever to do your journal. I'm not really good at themed journals, you guys. I think I've just finally realized that I'm like so random. I go off on a tangent and that'll be it. You know, I won't even hang up my green shoes there. I was looking for my girl. Where's my girl? Maybe she'll go in there. No, she may need to be in my big journal. She may need to be in my big Let me see if I can. I hate, and I don't even have any, because usually I have like some sort of like paper, like, what do you call it? Like wax paper or something right down here. I don't even have that. It's like, what was I thinking? No wax paper. It is good glue. And it's because of you. I got it. I was not up on the Amazon Basics thing. And you were like, gotta get it. And I was like, okay. I want one of those. I want the purse to say Fendi on it. I like this purse, but it's like, I love this purse, but it's way too big for this journal. I want a purse. Maybe I'll find a chair. It is very good glue. So now that you finished Alice, what are you working on now? What is next? You just watched the movie Coda? I don't know if I've seen it. It sounds familiar, but honestly, I don't. Who's in it? Guys, sometimes I watch so many things that and then I don't remember the names of them. After your Avery permanent glue sticks run low, you'll hop on the Amazon Basics. I hear you. So I have those Scotch glue sticks, and you guys, those are so gummy. But I could get them for super cheap. And of course, when I got them, I didn't know they were gummy. They were just gummy. And it was like, they would be like, it's going to sound terrible. It'd be like glue boogers. You know what I mean? You guys know what I mean when I say glue boogers. I want somebody with a purse, okay? There's no more purses. I already cut out the one I liked. I like her, but these girls are too big for this journal. Okay, is this one arm with a purse good? Maybe we'll see. We'll cut it out and we'll see. Yeah, I have some of those. What other ones do I have that I'm like, oh my gosh, these are horrible, but I got to use them up? Renee wants to know if it was good, Anne, if the movie was good. If the movie was good. Oh my gosh, have you guys seen, I think it's on Netflix, that Toni Collette series? Oh my gosh, what is it called? I mean, Blake and I are watching it together. Marley Maitland plays the mom. What's too funny, the glue boogers or the movie? Let me see. Okay, let's see. Toni Collette. Netflix. Okay, it is a show called, oh my gosh, you guys, why do they always? Pieces of Her. Watch that show. That's what I'm watching with Blake. We are watching Pieces of Her. I think we're only on like episode 3 or something. Because you guys, he falls asleep. So he's like, the kids laugh at him. When Sage was much younger, she'd be like, don't put on a movie. She calls him Buddha. She was like, Buddha's gonna fall asleep. And I would be like, so what? Let him fall asleep. She's like, the kids are so funny. So we're only on episode 3. I could have probably binge watched the whole thing. But we're only on episode 3 because he keeps falling asleep. It is, right? Pieces of Her is good. The movie's excellent, and you cried a lot. Aw, it was a good cry. What did I watch the other day that made me cry? I was like, I can't watch things like this. I was like sobbing. I can't remember, you guys. Guys, I really am addicted to British television. I love their like mystery stories. I love that show Vera with Brenda. Is it Brenda Blethyn? She's such a good actress. Oh my gosh, she is so good. But I've watched like all kinds of British television shows I love. And Aussie, British ones and Aussie ones. I don't know if it's the accent or what it is, but I like it. Okay, this one might not go. This one might not be the arm for this one. This may not be the purse to swing in here. It's okay, but it's not like, wow, I love that. It's okay. The bottom of the purse has like these little like feet on it, so they're kind of weird. Maybe I'll find a chair. But I do like swinging arms with purses. And I do. This one's a good bubble face. Mrs. Brown's Boy's good? Oh, okay. I'll have to watch that. I haven't seen it. You watched it? It was really good. You liked it too? It's a British comedy. I love British television. I think that, I think the quality, like the quality of the work or the cinematography, everything is it's just always good. At least on the ones I've watched. I'm sure that somebody can pipe in and go, oh, not on this show, but So I will definitely look for Mrs. Brown's Boy. Somebody asked me what I watch. So I like all their British mystery shows. Like they have a whole series, an Agatha Christie series that I've watched. I don't know. I've watched, like I mentioned to you, Vera, and I like Father Brown Mysteries. Oh, I like the Midwife show. What's it called? Not Waiting for the Midwife. Yes, it's a Fendi purse. It came from that magazine, Bazaar magazine. Oh my gosh, what is it called? I like Fendi bags too. I like Fendi bags and shoes. Love you, Renee. Thank you for coming to hang out with us. We love you, girl. Thank you for being here. Thanks for being our friend. Thanks for always being one of my crafty peeps. I love you, girl. And I hope you sleep well. I hope you sleep well. Right? Character actors are the best in British TV. I watched an Aussie television show that I love too. I've watched a bunch. So I have like BritBox and I have Acorn TV. Yeah, we were like laughing the other day. Blake's like, do you even watch this? I go, of course I do. I said, I fall asleep to Father Brown Mysteries. And he's like, oh, that's true. He's like, yeah, you do fall asleep to Father Brown Mysteries. Said, I fall asleep to Father Brown Mysteries. Call the Midwife. That's what it is. That is such a good show. That was such a good show. We had keto leftovers tonight from the casserole that I made a couple days ago. We made us last night we had, Blake is really in love, and it's actually very good, with this chicken chorizo that you can buy at our grocery store. So I made in my Dutch oven, my cast iron Dutch oven that I love. I made like cabbage and sausage, but I made it with chicken chorizo sausage, and it's so freaking good. I made that yesterday. And then tonight I said, what do you want? Because I made enough for us to have leftovers of that, but we had leftovers left from what I made a few nights ago, which was that faux keto mashed potato casserole, which I have to tell you, it was even better today. And so we had that. I just put the leftovers in a smaller baking dish and grated cheese on it. I will say it's definitely more densely rich than I usually eat, but it was very good. And I didn't have huge portion. The other night he had like, I don't know, 2 or 3 portions. That's why I didn't even know if we had any left over. He was like, why don't we eat that? I was like, I thought you ate it all. So that was a really good casserole. And where did I get the recipe? I don't know, but I'll post it in our Crafting Mamas group. I kind of modified it for myself for what I had in the house, but it was just super simple. It was like, I put mushrooms in mine because Blake had bought these amazing mushrooms, big brown mushrooms from a local produce place here. And so I sauteed mushrooms and onions and garlic and olive oil. And then meanwhile, I roasted the cauliflower because I found for myself, and for those of you that make cauliflower dishes, please comment below on what you think would work better. But I haven't found it out yet. So I find cauliflower kind of watery. So if you steam it, and I wanted to make it like it's supposed to be like a faux mashed potato dish. Of course, they didn't put mushrooms in theirs. So I roasted the cauliflower, and then I added like cream cheese, sour cream, mix that in a bowl with, I put a tiny bit of heavy cream because you need some sort of liquid with it, and a little bit of cheddar cheese. And then I mixed in the mushrooms, onions that are already cooked and all that. And then I mashed the cauliflower, actually baked it in our Vitamix. I think if I had had a hand masher, I probably would have liked it better. But I don't have one of those, like a mashed potato, you know what I mean? Old-fashioned potato masher. And then I put it back in the oven. And you're supposed to be like kind of like twice baked potatoes, and put cheddar cheese on top and bacon bits and cut up chives. It was actually excellent. It was so good, Anne. I'm telling you, it was even better today. I was like, wow. I was like, I'm definitely going to make it again. Like somebody had put, I don't even know where I found it. Probably found it online somewhere. Somebody had a recipe for like, I think they call it faux mashed potatoes or keto mashed potatoes or something like that. But I think I'm going to cut the center of that out. But I don't have an X-Acto knife, and I don't feel like dealing with it right this minute. Oh, I have to tell you, I have made air fried cauliflower, and it's very good. And if you make it with like a like their pork panko crust, it's delicious. It's like you're like, whoa, that is the bomb. I have made that. And for anybody that's watching, this is just a restoration hardware catalog, but it's the baby one. If you go on their website, these make the best jelly printing pages. And they have like, I don't know, 5 or 6 or 7 catalogs, and I love them all because I like all that shade and whatever. I made when I first started keto, and I used to make it all the time. We had an air fryer. I made buffalo cauliflower. You know what I mean? It's supposed to be like buffalo chicken wings, but it's cauliflower. And it was really good. It was really, really good. But I don't know about you guys, but I think I have like a little too much. Like I want to try something new, Then I get stuck on a recipe for a little bit and then move on to another one, The air frying cauliflower was good. It was very good. And I can't remember whose recipe I used, but if I find it, I'll post it in our group. But I reheated our casserole with, added more cheese to it. And then I've been talking about that keto bread recipe by the vegan keto person, Heavenly Fan, here on YouTube. I made her bread and toasted it, and it was great. But I think I would I'm going to have to go look for a potato masher next time I venture out, because I think I would have liked it better. It was just a little too mashed for me. You know what I mean? It's not, I don't know. I would have liked more texture. Does that make it sound so stupid? Right? Have you made the buffalo cauliflower? Oh, it's so good. With the Frank's Red Hot sauce. So I'm going to do my Friday night live this week. I'm going to try to do it around 9 like I used to do. And then I'm going to stream Sundays. And this Sunday I'm having a little joint sale with Malia. I don't know what she's selling. I have like fabric remnants and stuff like that. We're going to try to support each other like that and have a sale maybe once a month. I have all these I don't know. We're not going to sell the same things. I think she's selling She's got some really good old books, and she has really cool stuff. I don't know if she's going to sell any of her. She has vintage, and they're really great, especially for collage or for the Citrusol thing. She has some vintage Nat Geo, and she sells them in page packs, which is really smart because she takes out all the pages you wouldn't use and gives you like a selection of years, which is really cool. I think she said she's going to sell music. She has a whole bunch of old music, and guys, I don't know, but that we'll do it like around 3:00 Eastern for a couple hours. I don't know how long it'll last, but it's super cool. And that'll be here on my channel. So you guys come and hang out. Even if you don't buy anything, come and hang out. I know we're going to have a couple good giveaways, and or maybe several. If I can get my shizzle together, I certainly have enough stuff I can give away. I just don't have a lot of... Guys, I'm like so not organized. I don't know how long it's going to take me to get organized, but I'm definitely not organized right now. Rayo's is delicious. It is good. They have it at Costco for a much better price. Oh, nice. Cassandra, I've eaten at Rayo's in East Harlem. It was really hard to get a table. I had a friend who had a standing reservation there, and occasionally they would invite me because you can't get one. They only have like, I don't know, 12 tables or something like that, or 13 tables. It's not a lot. But the food's really good. But you know what's so funny is because Rayo's was like, they're like one of the sugar-free sauces. But you know what? Blake went to the grocery store the other day and he was like, you know how many? He goes, there are a lot of sugar-free sauce choices now that were never there before, with no sugar added. Cassandra, are you in New York right now? Are you in the city right now? Or are you in Maryland? Thanks for the thumbs up. I really appreciate it. Okay, I love this catalog, but how many of you are going to put like $1 trillion chandelier in your child's bedroom? $1 trillion glass chandelier. Let's see what else is going on with me. Let's see. I'm going to start my seedlings for the garden that Miss Diana sent me, which I'm very grateful for. Hopefully I'm going to start that this weekend. So I'll get my little, got a grow light. I just got to get a little table set up and all that. Getting my craft room together. Told you guys about the Spartansburg Crafts Guild or Artist Guild. I sent in an application and they called me, so I'm going to go see. It's about an hour away from here, but it'd be nice to have that as an outlet to at least put some of the jewelry that I used to sell in stores in there. So let me see what else. What else am I going to do? Seisha and I want to take a Chinese cooking class together. Okay, we all decided as a family that we love Chinese food so much. I'm looking forward to it. I don't know if Blake might join us in taking it. We'll take it together, which will be fun. Let's see what else. We decided against getting a puppy. That Blake's always wanted a French bulldog, and one of our crafty peeps raises French bulldogs, and they're so cute. And we were really about it, but I think we'll wait because, as my sister put it, it's like having an infant, and it would be very difficult. Somebody would always have to be with a puppy. Like, whereas Charlie's so good, you can just take her with you. You don't have to, She's a good travel companion. She loves to ride in the car, and surprisingly enough, she's great on flight. I know Becky's mom lives in Spartansburg. That's what she told me. I went there and got my loom, and I was like, wow. I could go over and see. I could go visit Aunt Beck's mom. Could head over to Spartansburg and say, hey, Aunt Beck's mom, this is Shelley. I'm one of her crafty peeps. Yeah, when weather gets a little better, I'm going to try to venture out and meet up with Aunt Beck and maybe Journey and whoever else lives close to us. And maybe we'll all get together and have like a crafty day or at least lunch. Yeah, ceiling fans aren't that expensive, and you can get a really good one. They're big in the keto world in New York. Rayos, mean, or their sauce? No, they're big in the keto world everywhere. I think Rayos was like one of the first like non, like really amazing tasting sauce where they don't add sugar. So the carb count's lower, or the sugar count's lower, or whatever it is. The sugars. Blake was telling me he's a salad dressing person, you guys, and usually I make the salad dressing that we eat, but he likes salad dressing. And he was telling me the other day he came home with a bunch of Annie's salad dressings. He's like a salad person. And he was like, because he's very conscious of it now that now he's been doing keto with me since the beginning. So he's like, he goes, look at the carb count on Annie's. Because I guess, you guys, we didn't bring a lot of stuff with us, but Blake shipped in a box, because there was room, all of our unopened salad dressings, most of which were Annie's. Anyway, so he was like showing me an old bottle or an older bottle of Annie's compared to a newer bottle of Annie's, and the carb counts on them. I was like, wow. He was so funny. He's like, I think everybody's getting into the low carb game. I said, maybe. I just have to find a low carb. Like, I really wanted something sweet the other day, and I used to make these keto brownies, which were really good. They're vegan. I didn't feel like making them because it's kind of like you got to have a double boiler. You got to melt the chocolate. It's like a whole thing. It's like not like a cocoa powder in a thing brownies. It's like the double boiler, melting the chocolate, melting the baker's chocolate, that kind of thing. You do put cocoa powder in it. It's a vegan one. It's a really good recipe. If I find it, I'll post it. I've made it a bunch of times. If I find the original recipe, I'll post it in our Crafting Moms group on Facebook. But I wanted something, and I didn't want to like have to spend like, I don't know, a bunch of time doing it. I didn't have anything. I had strawberries is what I had, but that wasn't really what I wanted. So if any of you guys want to recommend a good, like a cake or something. You gotta watch all these keto foods that aren't keto. Well, I don't really eat processed food. I mean, honestly, I make my own spaghetti sauce, although I do like Rayo's spaghetti sauce, but I make my own. You can get, Costco did have in Hawaii, and I don't know if they have it here because I haven't been to one here. They had this crushed tomatoes in puree, which was kind of a thicker tomato, and it was really good. I make it in the Instapot. Take a can of that and just add all my herbs and spices and, saute onions and garlic and put all that in it, and then put it in the Instapot for like 15 minutes, and it tastes like it's been cooking all day. And you can make it vegetarian or vegan, or you can make it with meat. When I make it with meat, I like to make it with sausage just because it has more flavor, but you can make it with ground meat or anything, any kind of meat you like to put in your spaghetti sauce if you like that. But it makes a really good vegetarian one. And I used to make that for the kids all the time. I would make, because I had one daughter that was vegetarian, so I'd make a big, huge pot of vegetarian sauce and then saute meat on the side and then just mix it into whoever's was going to have it, right? Or make meatballs or something like that. So I haven't been up on, and also too, sometimes canned or jarred spaghetti sauce, at least in Hawaii, I'm not saying everywhere else, is expensive. Like, a jar of Rayo's is like $10 or $12 in Hawaii. Whereas this huge can of crushed tomatoes and puree is like $2.79 at Costco. And then you add your onions, your garlic, whatever. Obviously that adds to the cost of it, but not $10. And it's I make like I have an 8-quart Instapot. I'll make 8 quarts of it, or the max you can make, and then freeze it. I just think people underestimate their abilities to cook. You didn't enjoy them as much, but you might. You never know. Macaroons, I haven't made it. I used to, a million years ago, I used to do like all that baking, macaroons. And then how many of you guys made those macaroon cups? Then you would put like blueberries or strawberries or something inside of it. You just dropped your paper scraps all over the place. Well, girl, you should see my floor. My floor is like filled to the brim. Hey, all you lurkers, say hey. I see you guys all in the background. Just say hey. I just think people underestimate their ability to cook. That's what I think. I think that, we don't realize it. You don't realize that it's not that difficult. Oh, wow. You were a teenager because your sister was allergic to wow, that's crazy, Val. Guys, I didn't even know I ordered a baby catalog, okay? So, and this side's Restoration Hardware Team. There you go. I think Patricia was in the chat the other night, and she was telling us that when her daughter bought a couch from the Restoration Hardware outlet. I didn't even know Restoration Hardware had an outlet, okay? I've never actually been in a Restoration Hardware store. I just like their catalog to jelly print on and to cut up, okay? I will make, when I can get it, I gotta get a little bit, but I gotta get it a little bit better together. I will do a week of cooking. I will do like a video of a week of cooking, and then you guys can see like what I cook all week. I mean, it's not always the same, but right now we're kind of into let's see. We're into making that bread all the time. And I made some gluten-free vegan crackers, which were keto crackers, which I have to tell you are the bomb. And I got the recipe off of a website called, I think it's called It's Bird Food. Let's see if I can find it. It's the one I gave to you, Cassandra. Have you tried it? It is so freaking good. Even if you're not on keto, for a lot of people are gluten-free. A lot of people have gluten allergies. And let me see. If I can find it. I see where is it? It's called, I wrote keto crackers. And I found it early on when I started this journey. So it has really helped me. Yeah, it's from a website called Eating Bird Food. Here, I'll put it in there. Let me see. And this one they call everything bagel crackers, but you don't have to put that seasoning on them. I've made them plain with just sea salt, and they're great. They kind of like taste like wheat thins. Let me see. These are so easy to make. I made a double batch of them. We went to a friend's house for dinner, and her husband is gluten-free. So it was really good to be able to take something. She asked us to bring an appetizer. And so I told you Blake made his cauliflower hummus, and I made those crackers. And what was amazing is that nobody even knew that it was cauliflower hummus. They just thought it was regular hummus. And then I made like a whole bunch of vegetables on a tray, like a crudité platter. But that is a really good that is a very good, very, very easy keto. Hey, Jude. Very, very easy keto, gluten-free, vegan cracker. And it's super easy to make. So that's the one. It's called, the website's called Eating Bird Food. It's a really good one, Jude. It really is. I mean, I've made it a bunch of times. I make it. I used to, when we were in Hawaii, I made it all the time because I would take it as lunch. I would make like egg salad or tuna salad or just have a regular green salad. And I wanted a crunch, so it was good. And I've made it, and it always comes out. Like I haven't messed it up yet. So I'm just saying it's easy. And even Blake makes it. Like he wanted some the other day, and he's like, "What's that cracker recipe?" And he knows it by heart. It's not very difficult. So yeah, it's a good one. I think you have to set yourself up for success, no matter what you're doing. Whether you're just trying to be more healthy or whether you're trying to eat gluten-free or be more mindful, setting yourself up for success is the only way I've been able to do it. You had them with your Buddha bowls? Oh, I love Buddha bowls. I haven't had Buddha bowl in a long time. And very definitely yummy with hummus. And they're super easy. You made them and they were good, right? And they're so easy and nobody needs to know they're keto. Like you don't have to tell anybody. Like I made a double recipe, and I don't know how many people were at her house. Maybe 6, 8, no, maybe 9. I don't know. It was more than just Blake and I and Sation. It was her and her husband, her daughter, and her mother, and 2 or 3 other people. And he made that hummus, and I made this big crudité platter, and half of it had the crackers on it. And I made a guacamole dip because that's very keto. So we had that hummus, we had the guacamole dip, we had those crackers, and then I made crudité platter, cucumbers and celery and carrots. And people that normally eat hummus with carrots said, "Oh, this hummus is really nice," and eating it with their carrots. No, I didn't say it's cauliflower. It was good. Did you get? No, girl, I haven't done any invoices. I'm going to do them tomorrow. Today, I weighed a bunch of stuff and made a whole bunch of notes. This morning, I had a parent-teacher conference thing with Sage School, and then, no, I haven't sent them out. I'll send them out in a couple days. And I'll let you know what the shipping is. And if the shipping's crazy, you can just say I back out because I understand. I understand. Your hubby loves them? Oh, wow. Yeah, they definitely take the place of bread. Did you try that vegan bread recipe that I've been pawning? Like, I don't know this lady personally, guys. I have nothing invested in it except that I've tried it and it's good. And if you want to be gluten-free and you happen to be vegan, or even if you're not vegan, it's good. And it's so easy. It takes about 50 minutes to cook it in the oven. And I don't know why, but it does. Um, and I have made it. And I know in one of the recipes where she mentions that she puts yeast in it for taste, but I never put yeast in it because I don't, they don't, when you cook with almond flour, it doesn't have a rising property, so it doesn't matter, right? But here, let me get this one. Let me put this one in here for you guys and you can see it. I have to tell you, I made this. I don't know when she posted it. She posted it in 2020, and I've probably make it once or twice a week, depending upon what we're eating. And it is so good. Hell no, you're not going to back up. Curl, the shipping to where you are is insane. One of these days when I take a trip, I'm going to sprinkle bring stuff. I'll bring stuff when I have really good friends that live in New Zealand. I'll bring stuff and meet up with you and give you a bunch of stuff. So this is the lady that I was telling you. This is a vegan keto crusty bread, and it is delicious. I do have to tell you, I don't make her. She makes hers into 4 big buns. I make mine into like 15 small ones because I don't make big, huge breads. I just make them small. And then I toast them. Like we had egg salad a couple days ago and I toasted some, but I do, instead of putting sesame seeds on it, I put everything bagel seasoning, which I happen to be addicted to, but I like that way before I was even on keto. So if you guys have ever lived in New York, right? Our everything bagel seasoning, we got it. We got it. We got it. Oh no, the kidney thing. Well, I don't know if he can have almond flour. He might like this because this is just almond flour. The bread is just almond flour, psyllium husk, and I'm only going to tack it down because I may not like it there, but I don't want to lose it. I like the heart. It's almond flour, psyllium husk, water, vinegar, salt, baking soda. She says to put keto sweetener in it. I don't do it because you can or you don't have to. Like she says she puts some sort of stevia in it. I don't put anything in mine. And olive oil. So it's like, I think it's 2 cups of almond flour, 7 or 8 teaspoons of ground psyllium husks. I use a powder. It makes the breads look a little purple because it's how psyllium husk is. But if you got a different brand, it might not. And then it's like 2 cups of water. I think it's like 2 cups of almond flour, 8 tablespoons of psyllium husk, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of salt, a tablespoon of olive oil. I think it's 2 teaspoons of I put apple cider vinegar, and 2 cups of water, and that's it. And you can put the sweetener in it if you want to. Hey, does your head in? Girl, you don't have to tell me. I would not think ground almonds would be able to make bread, but I've experienced it. How many of you guys have experienced it? I have to say, I've tried a lot of keto bread recipes. And most of them I don't like because most of them are like 900 million eggs. So there's nothing wrong with it, but it just tastes like eggs. So this one was the first one that I found, and I tried. Guys, I tried a lot. I would like an arm there. I tried a lot. Because Blake likes sandwiches. So I tried a lot of different recipes, but there wasn't, I don't know. I didn't find one that I liked. I haven't found one that I've liked as well as this one. And it definitely gave him sandwiches back. And I made him his hamburger buns. Try it, though. I'm telling you, just try it. And it's not so crazy expensive. I mean, if you can get almond flour is the most expensive part of it. And it doesn't have to be finely ground almond flour either. It can be like almond meal, or you can grind your own. You just need 2 cups of it. It takes about, I guess the prep time's about 15 minutes because they want you to let it rest for 15 minutes. So it takes all of like 2 minutes to mix it all up. And then they want you to let it rest for it because the psyllium husk acts like the binder. It's like, haven't you ever made like vegan recipes with like a flax egg or chia? Well, psyllium husk works the same way. I don't have an X-Acto knife, you guys. I wanted to cut the blue out, but this may be a moot point, me trying to cut the blue out. So it acts as like a binder, but you have to let it sit to act like the binder. I brush the top of mine with olive oil, and then I sprinkle those everything bagel seeds on it. Everything, whatever that is. I'm talking about, it comes in like a what is it, like garlic, onions, whatever they put on top of an everything bagel, black sesame seed, poppy seeds, sesame seeds, kosher salt. What else do they put on there? I mean, I don't know what all, it just comes mixed up. You know, I have never made it from scratch. So Costco does have almond flour. You know what? That Kirkland brand of almond flour is like one of the least carby almond flours. I didn't know that, but Blake told me. He's like all on it. He's also like the aficionado to go, you have to buy it here because it's whatever, XYZ cheaper. It's like, whatever. Yeah, you could use avocado oil. You don't have to use olive oil. It's just what I think she just uses like what I think her idea, and I might be wrong because I don't know her personally, guys. But I think her idea might be like she just tries to give you the options that are the most readily available, that are not pricey, you know, that are generally less expensive, you know. So now, I don't know about New Zealand, but avocado oil is very expensive here. Although I buy it, I do, because I like to have a change. I like to have different things, but it's a little pricey here. I mean, it may not be that way where you are, but it is here. I do not mean to tear apart my crazy cutting, but I did, and that's okay because I'll be able to put it back together once I decide where I'm putting her arm. Yeah. Avocado oil is awesome. I love avocado oil. Because I don't even have any clips in here, so I can't even like clip my book pages open. You know? I can't even clip them open. I have no clips in here. My Sharpie burnisher. I have never had flaxseed oil. I haven't had that, but I definitely use flaxseed, like that vegan brownies. If I can find the recipe written down, it has flaxseed in it. I think it's chia and flaxseed. I can't remember. And cocoa, and I think you make it with coconut oil. I can't remember. And I don't think it's almond flour. I think it's coconut flour, but I don't remember. Well, I didn't put two swinging arms together on purpose, but I guess I did. I think this is a Fendi bag too, Cassandra. And I should have cut out the center of it, but I didn't. Oh, well. Oh, well. Let's see what else I have on this. So what are you working on, Miss Jude? What's on your crafty wish list? What's on your crafty table? I have to go over and watch Stacy. I haven't been online enough to watch her. See, the thing for me is I used to wind down and watch Stacy because I would be like, oh, it's like I'm getting in bed. You have you have a native flax plant, so you can grab the seeds this time of year. Oh, nice. And toast them? Oh, wow. Roast them off, the husk disappears, and you are left with the seed. Oh, that's brilliant. You were so lucky. That is so awesome. That is super awesome. I haven't got to see Stacy. How's her? I know that she wanted some glass things, and we all pitched in for her birthday. I haven't watched her though in a while. So is she doing her glass stuff? I should go over and watch a video. Guys, I'm telling you, my day gets away from me, and then I turn on Father Brown Mysteries and fall asleep. His voice, for whatever reason, and that music from that show, it just like lulls me to sleep. I know that sounds so silly. Guys, I'm so used to our noisy neighbors that it's actually hard for me to go to sleep without noise. Isn't that silly? Cassandra, can you relate to that? Living in New York City? Maybe I'll just put a little bit, put it down here. You're finishing your crochet blanket because you're coming into autumn. Oh, that's good. That's awesome, Jude. Good for you. Okay, you lurkers in the background, say hey. You can lurk and just say hey. We can see you here. We just don't know who you are. And we won't tell. We will not tell. I'm going to cut this out with an X-Acto knife and all those little details. I could probably do it with my my big old scissors, as Liz always says. What are you doing with those big, like fussy cut with honking big scissors? You guys, I don't know why. I think probably because I don't want to go look for any scissors. I really think that's all it is. Well, let's see, what else am I going to do? Oh, I do have to make some curtains for a couple of the rooms here. So that's on my list of stuff to do. But I wouldn't really consider that crafty. I would just consider it like a necessity. You know what I mean? Like, okay, we need curtains. So, what else am I going to do? Well, I've been on the lookout, because you guys know how much I love recycling things. I've been on the lookout for somebody who's redoing their kitchen, because in Hawaii, people would. How's my new house? Oh my gosh, Jude, I'm so happy with it. Are you kidding? I didn't realize, because I really did not realize how much I needed a house. But I did, and we love it. We all love it so much. My daughter is so happy. The animals are happy. Blake's happy. I'm happy. But I would like to work on my kitchen. So I've been kind of scouring, because in Hawaii, people would renovate. They would buy homes and renovate them. Like the kitchen could have been just like immaculately amazing, and somebody could have just put it in, just put it in, and they would gut it. And then they would sell their kitchen cabinets or give them away for very inexpensive. Well, I'm not going to cut anymore, because I want to read the article about Venus and Serena and Basquiat before I cut it up. I told myself that, and then I'm back to cutting it up. So I'm looking for somebody who is redoing their kitchen. So some really nice kitchen cabinets. Our kitchen's small, so I don't need a lot of them, but I'd rather recycle some really nice cabinets than spend a crazy amount of money on cabinet. Do you get my point? Because a kitchen redo here could be about 10 grand. or more. I mean, 40 grand. Sorry, 10 grand. My goal is to only spend 10 grand. It can be about $40,000 kitchen renovation or more, even as tiny as our kitchen is. So I am looking, that is what I've been kind of on the scour out for. I did find one, but I wasn't ready to pull the trigger. And they were very amazing cabinets, but it wasn't that close. Wow, look, these are speaking in pictures. These pale hands accent Indonesian love dances. Beautiful. From 1944. Okay, I might add you. 1944. So I wasn't really ready to pull the trigger at that moment. It was a lot of cabinets, and they weren't close, so we would have had to done a whole, really far drive and whatever. So I'm on the lookout for that. Yeah, plumbing. Well, it's just everything. I mean, I would like a new stove, and the stove, of course, I want is expensive. And then I want, really, it is the plumbing and electric that are going to probably be a little bit more pricey than you can kind of even imagine, right? So. Yeah, kitchen renovations here are costly. Guys, I can't believe I'm looking at this, and it's from 1944, and there's Churchill, and it's crazy. I just happened to pick it out of a pile of Life magazines that I have. I did bring myself some. Some of you guys collected some of mine, and and these are not collector quality. These are just like collage fodder quality. Collage fodder. That is what they are. They are collage fodder quality. So. Why do new houses not have utility sinks? Ooh, I don't know, Val. I don't know. I do not know. Well, I can tell you houses built in 1905 have utility sinks, or we have one here. We have a big, huge one down in the basement. But they have no closets, most of the bedrooms. So it's a trade-off. Utility sink, closet. Utility sink, closet. I'm excited for you, though, Val. Yeah, you have like 14 more days, right? And then you're going to be in your house. Your house. See, and the difference is you've got a newly built house. You guys are so awesome. That's so awesome. So when are your other kids coming out? Are they really following you, or are they all staying in Hawaii, or half of them? One of your daughters is in Vegas, right? And she's are she and her hubby thinking of coming, and all their kids thinking of coming to Arizona? You have no linen or coat closet either? Well, I don't have that at all, but I'm not even worried about the coat closet thing, because I told you Blake got a bunch of furniture from his mom, and ironically in there is like a coat tree. But the storing thing, like we have all these sheets, we don't have a place to put them. So it's like, okay, it just take a little bit. We'll figure it out. But it's just like I said, maybe we just can get a couple cedar chests, or I don't know. We'll figure it out. The last house I lived in Hawaii, I think we had the best storage of any house I've ever lived in. It was an old sugarcane plantation house. Well, it was one that was made with bricks, made with cement. Remember, they had the old cane houses that were built with wood, and then they had cane houses, I think from the 50s maybe, that were built with cinder block. I lived in one of those. But It was outfitted on the inside by the people that owned it. The landlord was Japanese. It was his parents' house. His mother built it. The cool thing about it is she was so practical. It had more closets and they were practical closets and not like, they didn't make your rooms really, really small, but really practical closets. Like we had an enormous linen closet. The kitchen had more cabinets than you could even imagine. But it was all done really well. So I have to say that was one of the best. Well, look, Val, here's Lanai in a Dole pineapple ad. Isn't that crazy? Lanai, 1944. Lanai in a Dole pineapple ad. That is insane. Val's saying, you close on the Heidi's in Vegas. Unfortunately, we aren't. Oh, no. Hanai daughter has a 5-year plan. Youngest daughter is coming, but no plan as of yet. Okay. Closed on the 30th. Beds delivered on the 1st. Household goods, hopefully by the 31st. Good for you. Washer and dryer on the 31st. Fridge on the 6th. Gonna have to rent one for a week. Oh, no. You need this? You worked at Dole? Okay, I'll cut it out and save it for you. I won't pull it out now. I know it's from 1944. It's pretty cool. I'm sorry to hear that about Heidi, but you know what? The thing is, this is what I think about kids, and you guys can pipe in and give me your 411. I think we have seasons with our families, and they ebb and flow. But our kids, or at least I can just speak for my kids, they think that you're dumb. They think that they don't understand how you've like lasted as long or how you've ever existed. You know, you're just like, but I think eventually they come back around. Dole pineapple in the day, right? Dole's not like, where's Dole now? Are they in like Ecuador or something? You guys, this is all about war. Isn't that so ironic that I would pick? And I have lots of them because I brought a bunch for myself. But isn't it kind of ironic that the one I'd pick on is war, and then we're going through this war thing now? Oh, look at Shirley Temple. I used to love watching. My mother had all these Shirley. We used to go and watch Shirley Temple movies because I told you she was a dancer. My mom, so she loved all those musical kind of movies. I'm sure that you will eventually get back to that. She'll eventually get back to chatting with you again, because our kids always need us. You know, they may be like all opinionated when they don't need us, but then all of a sudden they need us, and then it's back to the, you know, back to the mom. They need you. I'm going to have to find my X-Acto knife. I know I saw one recently. I just don't know where. You guys, my house is a disaster area. It's like unpacking with no place to put things is not a good thing. Oh, wow. Well, they're not in Lanai anymore, so yeah, they moved. Yeah, I don't know. You know, I think that, I mean, as sad as it is for us, I guess things, you know, it's all about economics. They just don't want to pay anybody anymore. Maui we had one of the last sugarcane processing plants in the Hawaiian Islands. I mean, it closed. It's been gone, I don't know, 4 or 5 years now. What was really cool, though, is right before I left, because I used to go to the place where I would get books, like the Friends of the Library. It's an organization called the Friends of the Library, and they're all over, but this one was called the Friends of the Maui Library. And that's where I used to like find all my crazy book finds and, you know, donate books, and I volunteered. Anyway, when Blake and I drove there right before we left, because I took a whole bunch of books I donated back, right, that I bought. They had taken that sugar cane, and he and I had been talking about it for years. I said, somebody needs to open up something here, because without that sugarcane factory processing plant there would be no reason to drive down there. There is like a school administration building way, way, way down by where the little Friends of the Library is. But what is that, like 30 people a day or something? You know, unless you're going to the Friends of the Library, you're not going to go down there. Somebody had taken part of that sugarcane processing plant and turned it into an art studio. And it had these huge sculptures in there. And I don't know if Blake stopped there before we left. I didn't, but I was like, that made me feel that made me so happy, So that made me super happy. Oh no, Val, that's horrible. I'm sorry, Val. Oh, I love Pavlova. I haven't had it in years. No, Val, I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. Was it a lot? Was it a lot of money? Maybe you should have called the police. I mean, I know it was a bigger headache for you, but fraud is fraud. It's like, that's horrible. I'm so sorry. I know the stupid thing is you would have given it to her if she'd asked. Oh, I'm sorry, Val. That's a felony, That much money is a felony. She would have, if you'd brought charges against her, she would have probably done jail time for it. That is a felony. I'm sorry, Val. I get it. I know. What's so stupid is it's like, we do so many things for our kids. I mean, really sacrifice a lot. And it's not their fault that we do that. That's our own issues, right? But then when something like that occurs, like what you're mentioning, you kind of go like, what did I do? I mean, I've been kicking myself in the butt, giving them everything possible. And what in the world, like, how do you come back from that? And why lie? And why steal? So I understand. Ugh. I'm so sorry. I know you did a lot of stuff for them, and I know that you really went out on a limb for them. Well, I don't know if there's a statute of limitation on prosecution. You ought to find out. And if there isn't, do it. I mean, it's ridiculous, Val, but I mean, think about this. If they'd done it to somebody else, they would have gone to jail. So just because they're related to you, fraud is fraud. It's horrible. I'm so sorry. No, I just remember you being there and helping them out and all the stuff that you did for them. And so but the really shitty thing is like, if he'd be willing to do that to you, what does he do to people that he doesn't care about? You know what I mean? That are strangers. Like, that's like, I don't know. I'm so sorry, Val, because I just remember you like doing so much for them, and really, I just remember how much you did for them. And the year you went for Christmas and all the things that you went through with them, and Well, I mean, if you can prove it was him, if I was you, I would totally press charges. Just remember how you just did so much for them. I mean, you were like there and feeding them and paying for everything, and even when you didn't have it, just doing it all. No, you're not a Debbie Downer girl. You can't cut a damn circle. Oh, girl, I can't even cut a straight line. When I cut fabric, I have to have a ruler. I mean, like what do you call it? A rotary cutter and a ruler and one of those straight edges. I don't know why I like that so much. It was like the girl's collar, but I liked it. I don't know when I'm going to put it on. But I liked it. I can't always cut a straight line or a circle or whatever you're talking about either. Okay, those. I was asking Blake earlier, I go, where are my magazines? He goes, in Hawaii. Because I was like, don't I have? And he was like, girl, he was like, you do not have any of that here. He was like, you have a couple of old magazines. I was like, I didn't bring any of them. He goes, no, don't you remember? You guys had a great collection of collage fodder for magazine collage fodder from regular magazines everybody has, not like any like really crazy special one, but I thought for sure that I have a couple, but I didn't. I brought I have some old ones. I have the 60-year-old Life magazines I have, but I don't have like the regular. I thought I had like Better Homes and Gardens and some stuff like that, but I didn't bring them with me. Val, we all have to vent, and you're not Debbie Downer. And anybody named Debbie, no offense, okay? We're not trying to offend you. Oh my gosh. I was just looking at I still have to deal with this pocket. I make these pockets a million times, and this one I cut all the way through. So I'm going to find some paper and put over it. So for those of you I don't know if I have it in here. I don't have it in here with me. Next time I'll bring it. It's in my 54 square foot other craft space. I will show you the other one that I've already pretty much finished. I mean, it may have a few things that a few pages I could still work on, but I think I've pretty much finished it. I love this chandelier, but it's not defined enough to cut it out. You know? I have to find one in their magazine that's like a little bit more defined. Well, what is on your plans for the week? You guys come back and join me on Friday. I think I'll come on around 8 or 9 on Friday night. And then Sunday around 3 o'clock with Malia. I don't know how long we'll stay on. Probably not that long, but maybe few hours. But yeah, I look forward to seeing what you guys are making. And for everyone is welcome to join our Facebook group. And, we use it primarily just to communicate with each other or to show what we're doing. If you want to share something you're doing or that sort of thing, we do that. I haven't gotten back into doing any sort of swaps. I don't know if I'm going to for a while, setting up swaps, because you know what happens when you do that? Inevitably, somebody doesn't turn up and then you need somebody to angel it. So that's usually me. And you guys know I'm not so great right now with all my my mess. Does my spine hurt when you stuff it full? You know what? The spine, I'll bring the other one next time, Jude. It's in the other room. They do get bigger. Like the book, my other one has definitely doubled, but I think because I go back and forth and then go in the center and work, and then I go here and go there, I haven't had any real spine issues with this particular book. I don't have anyone around here. I have done other journals, and the spines I may have to reinforce them. But with this particular, and I'm sure you can find these same sort of books in New Zealand, they're just really well made. This one, I think, was done in, let's see what the year on this one is. If I didn't glue the page down, which I probably did. It looks like the origin of it was 1941, and this particular one is from 1977. So I think these were meant to be like, sometimes I like getting a textbook, and using it because they were meant to be used over and over and over again. So then it can withstand the wear and tear. But this one haven't glued all the pages. I usually glue 2 pages together. You don't have to. I'll bring my other one and you can see it. It's about, the spine actually is probably double. Anyway, when you wrote, does your spine hurt? I was like, you was talking about my back, I was like, no, but anyway. Well, I love you, girls. Val, keep your head up, girl. You're in my prayers and thoughts all the time, and I cannot wait. You get your house, you get yourself settled. I get myself settled, and then we'll have a road trip. We'll have a girls' road trip and meet somewhere and just have a crafting weekend. I can't wait to do that with you and Cassandra and some of anyone that wants to come and join us. It would be super fun to get together. I think Barb Owen might be doing Drama Free Friday on this coming Friday, which would be 2:00 Eastern time. And she's always so much fun to hang out with. And I'll be around on Friday night late. And I love you, girls. Thanks for being my peeps. Thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks for coming and chatting. I needed some friends, and I appreciate it. I love you. Be kind to yourself. Remember, you're important. You matter. Take time and never underestimate the power of the glue. The glue can get you through a lot here. I love you, girls. See you Friday. Good night.